All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Polls. If I'm not mistaken, this week would be like, I know today's the 20th, and so then we're probably like 14 to 20 or 13 to 20. Anyways, I do this segment weekly where I just ask you polls throughout the week, and then I just give my feedback on them before we start the next week. What was the first one? Oh, here we go. What position is winning the MVP this year? The options were someone from the defense, running back, quarterback, or wide receiver. There was one brave soul who voted running back, which I'm kind of curious as to who. Like maybe they're thinking Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, Christian McCaffrey. But I wonder who that one vote who said running back is. I think it's probably most likely going to go to a quarterback this year. I don't remember who went back to back, but Patrick Mahomes, I would say early favorite to go back to back. So then with that, it inspired me to be like, all right, where's the Heisman going to go this year? The most prestigious award in college football. Is it going to go to a wide receiver, someone from the defense, a quarterback, or is it going to go back to back for Caleb Williams? And no love for anybody on the defense. So, like how it was forever ago when Manti Te'o was nominated and stuff. I think 2020 was a unique year when Devontae Smith won it, but I don't think another receiver is going to win it. And if I were to say, like, any position, I would definitely say quarterback. We haven't had a back-to-back Heisman winner in a very, very, very long time. And so I think it's kind of what the 2019 to 2020 season is going to be, is I think that the dark horse team that ends up getting into probably the college football playoff, their quarterback's going to win it. Like going into 2019 to 2020, Joe Burrow was on nobody's draft boards. He wasn't in anybody's Heisman watch, and he had a phenomenal season. There's this feeling that that's what's going to happen this season, where there's a team that's just going to come out of nowhere, whether it's Pac-12, like it could be Bo Nix. If it is a running back, I will say this. It's going to go to a running back in the SEC. Is Messi's performance in the MLS impressive? Yes, no, or unsure. Majority of the vote said yes. I think it's pretty impressive, but it also shows just the level of how good he really is. He's obviously the best soccer player in the world right now, and probably maybe of all time. And it's funny to see Inter Miami was the bottom of the bottom. They were kind of essentially the Chicago Bears or the Houston Texans. They're the worst team, but then all of a sudden in this magical 6-7 game stretch, they've won the League Cup. So it's okay. But obviously, the only dude that can do that is Lionel Messi. So, I mean, it's impressive, but then at the same time, it's what do we expect? It's as if Tom Brady just dropped back into college or high school. You see what I mean? On the Packers side, do you think Jordan Love will do well this season? Yes, no, we'll see. And also butthurt Rodgers fans being like, no, I miss Rodgers. Majority of the vote was we'll see, and I agree. As I've said before, I'm not bought in, but I'm not totally sold on being out. So we'll just have to see. The NBA made announcements of having an in-season tournament, and so I asked, does the in-season tournament seem worth it? Yes, no, unsure. Lots of people said no. And I'm kind of leaning towards that way too, where it's if the games really matter and stuff, so much that we had to put an in-season tournament to motivate the guys, what does that really say about the NBA as a whole? Truthfully, in the NBA, it's a whole can of worms to talk about load management and players sitting out games, but I think it's good to try to keep players engaged, but then at the same time, it's not the NBA finals. So it might last 2 or 3 seasons before people are like, oh, okay, what is this garbage? We had the Pelicans play the Hornets, what? Or something like that, In the history of the Super Bowl overall, what is most likely to happen first? Meaning okay, out of these 4 teams, what's going to happen? Patriots take the record of 7 Super Bowls. Steelers take back the record because they had the record before the Patriots evened it up. Take it back with 7. Niners tie it at 6. And then Cowboys, never mind. A lot of people were showing love to the Cowboys. But as the NFL sits right now, but also kind of looking towards the next 10 years, now it'd be freaking crazy if this year we had a Steelers versus 49ers Super Bowl. But just with how the Chiefs run the AFC basically, and we're in a new era where it's Chiefs, Bengals, and Bills for probably the next 5 to 6 years to say, oh, throw the Steelers out there. Maybe if they have one season like how the Ravens did during the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady era of the AFC, sprinkled in with a little bit of Ben Roethlisberger, maybe you could say the Steelers get 7, but like I'd lean more towards the 49ers getting 6 and then having a 3-way tie with the 49ers, Patriots, and Steelers. So that's my opinion on that. Cowboys are not going to win the Super Bowl for the next 50 years. Mark it. They're the new Toronto Maple Leafs. Who's winning the AFC West? Poll speaks for itself. Who's winning the AFC North? Poll speaks for itself. Who's winning the AFC South? A split between the Titans and Jags. I'm favoring the Jags. Who's winning the AFC East? Little bit of momentum out of the Jets side. Nobody giving any love to the Patriots, but it probably will go down to the Bills. Who do you have taking the number 1 seed in the AFC out of the Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, or other? I would say out of all my division winners, if I was to pick a number 1 seed right now, the safe pick would be Chiefs, but I'm leaning towards the Bills. Like, the Bills were kind of stripped from having the number 1 seed. Same with the Bengals because of the Monday Night Football incident. So, I mean, if the whole season, every game got to be played out, I have a feeling that the Bills are going to have a phenomenal regular season this year. 15-2, 16-1, something like that. Will we ever see another three-peat in any of the sports leagues, including college sports? Yes or no? Majority said yes. I think it's funny because three-peats are really hard to come by. I mean, the U.S. women's national team failed to get a three-peat for, soccer in the World Cup. I've never witnessed a repeat champ back-to-back for men's. The last one we had, well, now we're currently sitting on Georgia because they went back-to-back, but before that, it was the Tampa Bay Lightning, I believe, in the NHL, and then they got dethroned by the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe. I think Georgia's definitely got a big hill to climb to try to get a three-peat, but we're probably never going to see a three-peat in the NBA for a very long time, not till Steph and LeBron and KD and all of them retire. And then MLB, it's someone different every single year, so it's impossible there. But if we were to see a three-peat, I would say it'd probably come in women's softball, like Oklahoma kicks butt. So yes, there's that. But I mean, the NFL, it's probably not going to happen for a very long time. And same with March Madness. There's someone different every single year. I think the pressure's too much for the players. I think the team that is close enough to try to get a three-peat right now in all the major sports, I would say Vegas Golden Knights, right now, how they sit. Tampa Bay Lightning. Kansas City Chiefs. Men's basketball for gold in the Olympics. And then for college football, it'd either be Bama or Georgia. Like, there's no other SEC team that can do it. Like, LSU would probably come in here, Auburn, Clemson, they do their one and done year. But like, I think we'll probably see one, but it'll be a while. Though there will need to be a special talent like a Tim Tebow or a once in a generation type guy like Kobe and Shaq, a dynamic duo. Maybe Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are the next ones to be able to do a feat like that. Who's winning the NFC North? Lions. A lot of people said Lions. I mean, we could say there's a lot of hype behind them. Who's winning the NFCs? Nobody gave love to Washington. I wonder why. Who's winning the NFC West? 49ers. It's an easy pick. Who's winning the NFC South? A lot of people pick the Falcons. You know what? I don't blame it. Like, the NFC South's in shambles right now. Who's taking the number 1 seed in the NFC? I didn't even know who to put for the third team, so I just put the Vikings. But there's a different NFC team every single year that just comes out of the woodwork. We will know who's going to the Super Bowl on the NFC side by like week 4 or 5. Now, if there are 2 or 3 teams that are 5-0, 6-0 by the time we hit that week, those 2 teams are probably going to play each other. And then winner of that. And that is all for the polls this week. I'll try to catch you, in the community tab. Keep giving your feedback and stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.